Hello there, patrons, and welcome back to the Fighting Pit. I got a little tongue-tied. I'm sorry. We are very excited to bring you guys this latest installment of our Patreon Versus Series. As you can see behind us, we have two absolute force-wielding titans to bring you this month. So, Spencer, you want to give everybody the rundown on how this works?
Sure. So for those of you who are returning, you know the deal. For those of you who are new, thank you for subscribing at the $5 Patreon tier with the Nerd Academy podcast. We have two contenders, 5 categories, 1 arena, and 1 victor. So for the 5 categories, we have physical attributes, martial arts ability, force ability, weapons and equipment, and finally, tactics and mindset. We will give a soft edge to each of the two, or to one of the 2 competitors for each category. And then after we have said our piece about each of the categories, we will move on to a theoretical fight breakdown from a random arena chosen by a random number generator, courtesy of Siri.
Yes.
So we have 2 very, very dangerous competitors for you today that we have been itching to do for the month of April. And am I forgetting anything? Or
no, I think that's all.
Without further ado, Jared, introduce the first competitor.
Jar Jar Binks was the heir to the Sith grand plan set in motion by Darth Bane. A true master manipulator, Binks never truly observed the Sith rule of 2 by being the distant true mastermind of the Clone Wars. Binks helped to influence his inferior fellow Sith Lord Darth Plagueis to take on the Naboo fail son, Sheev Palpatine. Binks watched as the newly minted Sidious and his master laid the groundwork for the coming war that would wipe out the Jedi and pave the way for Binks' Sith Empire. By the time of the Naboo crisis, Binks saw the moment come where he could truly enter the field of play. After projecting a force illusion of danger toward himself, he was rescued by Jedi Master Qui-Gon Jinn. From this moment on, the Dark Lord of the Sith began an elaborate ruse of the bumbling fool, constantly in need of protection and guidance. This allowed Binks to truly learn the inner workings of his enemies and guaranteed his protection courtesy of the ignorant Jedi. The second phase of Binks' plan was set in motion just as he expected. The prophesied Chosen One was discovered on Tatooine. The young Anakin Skywalker proving too perfect a target for Sidious. Binks, like Palpatine, became a high-level politician and was able to open the door for Palpatine's massive power grab that began the Clone Wars. While his empire rose to power, the Dark Lord Binks allowed Sidious to act as the figurehead of the new government. Just as calculated, Palpatine grew arrogant and Binks strategically fell into obscurity, and the Empire fell. Sidious was arranging for himself to be brought back from death as the unscathed Darth Binks began establishing the First Order and its false leader, the hybrid clone of Plagueis, Sidious, and Binks himself, Supreme Leader Snoke. While Snoke established a new force of warriors for the dark side, Binks began the slow seduction of one Ben Solo in the efforts to have another thrall to carry out the Sith's most important tasks. The finality of Binks' sinister machinations remain unknown. And his opponent.
Born on Sembla prior to the Battle of Naboo, Coleman Trebor is the only known Verk to be trained as a Jedi. He distinguished himself in his force abilities, particularly his meditative skills, which often brought tumultuous conflicts to a harmonious end. As a master of Form 3, his defensive blade work was only surpassed by Sarisu expert Obi-Wan Kenobi, who secretly considered Trebor to be the greatest Jedi in the Order. After the death of Jarl Poof, Trebor was given a seat on the Jedi Council. When the capture of Kenobi and Skywalker on Geonosis elicited a military response from the Jedi, Coleman Trebor was among the strike team assembled by Mace Windu to liberate them. After Windu's attempt to capture the leaders of the Separatist movement was thwarted by Jango Fett and a squad of B-2 battle droids, and after the overwhelming force of battle droids placed the surviving Jedi in considerable peril, Coleman Trebor made a daring move. Leaping onto the arena platform housing Dooku, Newt Gunray, and the leaders of the Separatist faction, Trebor demonstrated superior blaster deflection skills against a torrent of fire from Jango Fett, causing him to flee to the arena floor, and then engage Dooku in single combat. After several minutes of heated combat with Dooku, Trebor's suicide mission to stall the Separatist leaders long enough for the clone reinforcements to arrive was realized. With a determined lunge, Dooku impaled Master Trebor and sent him hurtling to his death on the sandy arena floor. Though Coleman Trebor's career as a Jedi Master was cut short, his name is memorialized and memorized by all the Jedi Padawans for years to come for his outstanding courage and his dedication to stalling a Separatist victory on Geonosis.
I have to call out the Trump style, like oranges and origins.
Memorialized and memorized. I knew whenever you snickered over there, I knew exactly what you were thinking.
I don't mean to compare you to Donald Trump, but that's immediately where my brain went with.
The Acadians and Ukrainians.
Anyway, yes, we are. I keep accidentally turning myself up when I'm trying to turn the goddamn thing down. That is so much better. So, yes, ladies, gentlemen, NBs, Jedi, Sith, all other factions, we are taking the Master of Sarisu, Coleman Trebor, up against the Dark Lord of the Sith, Jar Jar Binks. Two Titans. This is one of those all-time, who would wins, right up there with, Revenge of the Sith Kenobi versus Return of the Jedi Vader.
Highly speculated.
You don't know how they break even.
Even we might not know how this goes by the end of it.
Yeah, this is definitely going to be a hard one to call.
Tight match.
This is right up there with Crate and Revan.
So take it away for physical attributes.
Yes, absolutely. Darth Binks clocks in at a whopping 6'4". He is over 100,000 years of age. He's, kind of like Darth Vitiate, so deeply connected to the Force that it expands his life to an unnatural level. I'm not sure if it's a connection to the Force that makes him so old, or if he like cracked the code, kind of like Palpatine was always shooting for. I can't tell if it's just he will pass away eventually, or if he has unlocked eternal life. Kind of left up to the reader, but do with that what you will. He's a master of physical combat, deadly agile, and is overwhelmingly strong. We see him basically rip battle droids apart with his bare hands in the Phantom Menace, essentially, and then just, oh no, I fell into it. Oops.
It was by design.
Spencer?
Coleman Trebor's physical attributes. First of all, he is a Verk male. He is 6 foot something. He is a big dude with 2 O's. He has 3 fingers on each hand, and he has 360-degree vision. I
don't know how to call it. I really don't know how to call it because
it's really tough. I mean, on the one hand,
there's
Jar
3
Jar,
fingers.
Jar Jar is deadly agile, but on the other hand,
there's also
Coleman has 360-degree vision. I'm sorry.
Get it together, goddammit.
I'm sorry.
I
mean, Jar Jar is 100,000 years of age, but like you said, Coleman Trebor has 3 fingers on each. I'm sorry. This is serious business.
This is very serious business. I swear we've not been drinking. I'm inclined to call this a draw.
Yeah,
I can't land on either side because again, like 360-degree vision is all well and good, but like when you have somebody who can move that fast,
yeah,
look at the Lego Star Wars video games. He double jumps all over the motherfucker,
all over the place. The only way to get some of those mini kits is with a Jar Jar,
exactly,
or with a Magna Guard.
Exactly. I don't. I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like, that field of vision, and obviously he's agile as well. He held off
Yes.
Jango Fett, got up there, was able to hold his own against Count Dooku. Quite frankly, I don't think Dooku killed him. I think the fall did more than anything.
Yeah.
So,
Dooku barely scratched him. He just pushed him a little.
So, we have him who's unbearably tough, and we never really get to see Jar Jar's body pushed to the limit. But, I don't know. I feel inclined to call it a draw.
I would be inclined to give a slight edge to Darth Binks, because while Coleman is only 6 foot something, Jar Jar is 6'4", so he has arguably a few inches on him. But we'll call it a draw. If anything, a hair trigger edge to Binks. Moving on to martial arts ability.
Darth Binks, having the lifespan he has, being the reigning Dark Lord of the Sith. He's a master of all 7 forms of lightsaber combat. He's the creator of the secret 8th form Bombad style, and he also has skill with all variants of lightsaber. So everything from the standard twin sabers, saber staff, light pike, light whip, guard shoto, light club, light boombas. He's a master of all of them.
Yes.
It's just one of those,
there's nothing he can't do.
Yeah. Usually, what are his martial arts skills? Yes.
That's fairly put. So for his opponent, Coleman Trebor, he is a master of Sarisu. I have this one in all caps. He is impervious to blaster fire, especially when he has the drop on his enemies. There is no blaster bolt capable of killing this absolutely fierce warrior. None whatsoever.
If Coleman Trebor had not have sacrificed everything on Geonosis, he would have been able to single-handedly stop Order 66.
I completely agree. 100% agree. Again, it's a tight one, but I'm inclined to give the edge here to Darth Binks, because Bombad style is just so powerful.
It is, but here's what I will say. I am inclined. How do I put this? There's the old quote from Treya about how, the best you can do with Sarisu alone is delay the inevitable. Right. I don't think that's true here with Coleman Trebor. Again, I don't think that Dooku really was the killer there. I think that Coleman let him get that hit in so as to have everybody's guard go down. Okay, the most powerful Jedi in the room is down. We can take a breath. Oh shit, here come the clones.
Exactly.
And catch them with their pants down.
Exactly.
So I don't know if this is a matter of delaying the inevitable. Eventually Jar Jar can break him, even with Bombad style. I think that what we're looking at, if this fight is limited to a sword fight of the lightsaber duel alone, I think the fight could go on indefinitely,
for sure. That was a calculated sacrifice.
Exactly.
That Coleman Trebor.
He knew it would catch them all off guard.
He knew it.
Yeah. So I have a hard time taking Count Dooku's victory over him super seriously, and especially as Dooku could barely catch his breath by the time he's done with him in Attack of the Clones. So,
and he had to run away on a speeder bike.
He ran like hell because
Yeah,
he was I can't face anybody at this point after having to face down Coleman Trebor. So yeah, again, I think it's a draw. I don't know how you stack these two martially against each other. It's just unstoppable force meeting an immovable object.
I agree. It's an indefinitely long battle. Another draw. Moving on to force abilities.
Yes,
Jared, please.
Darth Binks has the highest midichlorian count in the galaxy. The only reason that they think Anakin has the highest is because Darth was never stupid enough to let his blood fall into the hands of the Republic. He therefore is the most powerful force user in the known galaxy. I'd even say the unknown galaxy as well. I think Darth Binks would absolutely pimp slap Abeloth. He's also had a skill with dark side magics, force-based physical augmentation. Obviously, he's a master of illusions. We see him just conjure the entire Federation army to attack Naboo.
Mm-hmm.
One of his greatest feats as a telepath was the moment that he, without any effort, not Jedi, but used a mind trick on the entirety of the Galactic Senate. And he is a master of foresight with the ability to, while in meditation, with complete accuracy, see into the future and predict the movements of his enemies.
Incredible.
Spencer?
Coleman Trebor's force abilities are average. All across the board, pretty average. With one exception, that meditation, though. His ability with force meditation can make the impossible seem possible. And if I may, it seems like his averageness is his greatest weapon.
I think you're right. I would even go so far as to say that he was unknowingly using battle meditation during Geonosis.
I would not be at all surprised if he was able to heighten the fighting spirit of the entire Jedi Strike Force while he was engaged in a blade duel with Dooku. I think
100%.
Darth Binks' powers cannot be understated. But I think Coleman Trevor's averageness is going to catch him off guard. He's not going to be expecting that.
Well, that's the beauty here, though. And this is like, even though it's such a hard fight to call, it is a distillation of Jedi and Sith philosophy. You have this overwhelming power that just is coming with nothing but vengeance and rage, and it's coming to just bury you. And then you have like the ultimate Jedi serenity.
Absolutely.
It is a yin and yang situation here, and that's what I love about it. Again, unstoppable force, immovable object, eye stalks, 360-degree vision. Like it's so hard to parse out what is superior to the other one, if at all.
And I don't know if we have any other choice but to call this one a draw as well.
It's a complete toss-up.
It
can go either way,
honestly. So with that, we will move right along to the next category. Weapons and equipment.
So it is very limited that we see Darth Binks' actual Sith attire. Obviously Palpatine wasn't always wearing, Sithy outfits. However, the limited exposure we do have to Darth Binks' Sith attire, he has a Beskar chest plate that he stole off of the corpse of Mandalore the Ultimate himself. Revan took the mask. Jar Jar came up behind him and took the chest plate. Classical Sith robes, little bits of armor here and there because he is a warrior at heart. And he also has a belt with every single type of lightsaber variant attached to it so that he is able to leverage his incredible skill with all lightsaber variants and lightsaber fighting styles at any moment. He's armed to the teeth.
Very, very dangerous guy. Perhaps the only possible match in the galaxy is his opponent. Once again, Coleman Trebor has a green Jedi lightsaber, the crystal of which was taken from the same cave on Ilum that all previous Jedi generations had found their crystals in. In fact, it wasn't even him who found his crystal. He has a special crystal. Coleman Trebor was in such a deep meditative state that he froze solid in the Ilum cave for an entire rotation. And Jedi Master Yoda personally retrieved him and chose his crystal for him, which means that this lightsaber is dangerous. It's more dangerous than any lightsaber that held by any Jedi other than Master Yoda himself. And he's got robes with a Z.
The Z robes.
It's so tough to call. It really is.
Okay, you can be a master of every lightsaber fighting style and every type of lightsaber. When you have an impervious defense, how good is that?
Yeah.
How much is, And
by that same token, the Beskar chest plate makes Darth Binks it's going to be unlikely that Trebor's going to land a hit on him.
Exactly. And even if he does, he's okay.
He's going to be fine.
Just keep
it's going to go on forever
up against each other
and ever and ever. It's another
Spencer,
draw.
It has to be.
We can't.
The arena is going to decide this. It's absolutely going to be a matter of the arena. Spencer, would you like to?
I would
take away tactics and mindset.
I would love to. So for tactics and mindset, Coleman Trebor, he is a one-stop shop, but man, is it effective. And his tactic and his mindset is surprise MFer. And that's it. All he has to do is get the drop on his enemies, keep them guessing, and he can fight for hours and hours and hours. Jared?
I mean, it's a very important skill to be able to that surprise element. You know, when you're dealing with somebody who's mastered it, even in a pitched battle, they can still find ways to just pull off that absolute, skill of, I'm trying to find the clip of surprise motherfucker, I give up. Anyway, and it's all Call of Duty clips, but we'll live.
And this isn't even, this isn't the use of the Force at all. He's not concealing his Force energy.
He doesn't have to. He's just that zen. I don't even think
he's that surprising. Nobody expects, not Dooku, not Jango. Nobody expects him to hop down.
It's like the Spanish Inquisition.
Nobody expects that. Not a single person.
Nobody expects the Spanish Inquisition. And you know what they expect less? Coleman fucking Trebor.
That's right. Who's he up against? What's his tactic and mindset?
Bombard. That's what he has to deal with.
It's anybody's game. It's literally anybody's game.
Immovable object. Unstoppable force.
This is going to come down to arena. Stubby, would you pick a number randomly between 1 and 10 to determine our randomly selected arena, and then tell us which arena corresponds to that?
Absolutely. Hey, Siri, pick a number between 1 and 10, please.
A random number between 1 and 10 is 10.
10.
Ladies and gentlemen, this fight will be taking place on Mortis. Meaning that we are on a force nexus, which means that we have just taken both of these S-tier, God-tier force wielders to the nth degree.
This is ultimate force zen right here. They have arrived at the top of the mountain where their spiritual element is deepened significantly, making both of them unstoppable by galactic standard.
Galactic standard, exactly. Like, we have the avatar of the dark side and the avatar of the light side right here, locked in battle. Like, it's almost symbolic that at the heart of the Force, we see what could truly be an unending battle between the light and the dark. But I think we both know who ends up winning this.
Oh, it's clear. The choice is clear. It's undebatable at this point.
So that said, with almost entirely draws and indecisive edges here, we declare the victor